I don't know what's going on. What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hope you like this video. All my social media is in the description. So look, this is Love and Hip Hop. Let me go and tell you what it is because I don't remember. Season 8, episode 7. This was a good episode and a lot went down. We got a lot to unpack. So let's start from the beginning. I think the easiest way for me to do this episode is going to be start at the beginning and work my way forward because there's a lot going on. So we start the episode off. We see the fellas getting together. You know, every once in a while they give us a fellas conversation, and the fellas are talking. You have Scrappy, not Scrap, but Scrappy. Frost, Kurt, and Jock. Shoot, I forgot that quick. And Jock. And then Kurt ended up inviting Arkansas Mo to come through. He said, you know, because him and Rashid have been hanging out with Mo and Carly, they become real cool. And he said, you know, we all adults around here. He didn't think it'd be an issue. And it wasn't. You know, I think Jock was a little uncomfortable. He said, you know, we all adults and everything is cool. He said, but this ain't something that was on my bucket list, you know. So I do think that this wasn't something he necessarily wanted to, you know, hang out with Carly's man. But he wasn't tripping over it. So they were talking a little bit about, and they talked about the engagement party and everything. And, you know, Jock was like, yeah, you know, my girl was cool. She asked me how I felt about the situation. And then her, you know, and he was like, you know, I told her, I think Carly, you know, deserves happiness and all that. And she was like, oh, so Carly deserves happiness? What do I deserve? So, of course, you know, went left. Kurt said that, you know, him and Rashid are in a good place. And now that they're in a good place, it's time, like they want to have a couples retreat at the cabin. Now, first of all, you don't need to be doing shit at no cabin, Kurt, ever. Y'all just need to call it something different. Call it a chateau. Call it a log retreat. Call it something else. Don't call it no cabin trip, because the cabin trips and you don't get along. But you see, my head just do its own thing, y'all. Anyway, so. But it was cool. They laughed about it, whatever. But, of course, they talked about they'd come. You know, it's cool. So, of course, I'm sure that's something about 2 episodes. We're going to get the cabin retreat. And I'm sure a bunch of shit going to go down at the cabin this time. Probably a little different than last time. But you know how that go. So, then we see Akbar meeting up with Tierra. And Tierra basically giving her the breakdown of what happened with the situation with Scrap, and how, you know, she found out about Moniz and then she hit him, and then how that whole thing went left. And, you know, Akbar was like, well, y'all already knew about Moniz. And Tierra was like, well, I thought you were supposed to be my girl. Why you ain't tell me? And I told y'all a couple of episodes back, you know, Akbar is saying she doesn't want to get in the middle of it, but you kind of put yourself in the middle, because it does seem like you're leaning a little bit more towards Moniz than you leaning towards Tierra. However, the flip side is, I think she's giving Tierra, I don't think she's giving Tierra as much leeway as a Moniz, because in her mind, she like, Tierra, the man don't claim you. I done already told you he got that devil dick. Like, stop tripping over a man that ain't tripping over you. Whereas I think she feels as though Moniz, Scrap is actually getting some attention, some time, and something from him. At least that's how I'm thinking she feeling. Because, like I said, you probably should have just stayed out of it all the way around. And when she told you he was saying Moniz, you should have been like, But I respect her honesty. I respect her being honest and saying, look, you know, I told you. You know, basically, I don't feel no kind of way about it because he don't claim you. Like, why are you so stuck on stupid when it comes to this man? So then, and if Akbar say one more time, she done moved to Buckhead. If she say one more time, she done moved to Buckhead. If she say it one more time. I understand Buckhead is a nice place and it's a very affluent area, but we get it. You moved to Buckhead. I would be impressed if you're still in Buckhead in a year. That's impress me with that. So Tierra's gonna say to Akbar, well, since you know Moniz and you cool, can you set up a meet with us so that we can have a grown woman conversation? Akbar was like, hell no. And again, I can appreciate that, because that would have been my response. Hell no. Because at the end of the day, what you need to talk to her about? She said, we just need to have, because I need to know what's going on between her and Scrap, and I know he ain't going to tell me. 1, he not going to tell you because it ain't your damn business. 2, he ain't going to tell you because it ain't your damn business. And 3, he's not going to tell you because it's not your damn business. And Moniz ain't going to do nothing but come at you with some bullshit, a smart ass mouth, and then y'all going to be fighting. What you going to talk to Moniz about? So kudos to Akbar for saying, hell no, I'm not setting nothing up. You ain't putting me in the middle of this bullshit. No way, no how, no ma'am. So they had that little conversation or whatever. Then we see Shay Mack and Miss Pooh. I don't like Pooh. I was sort of giving Pooh the benefit of the doubt because I was like, maybe Carly did do some okey doke with her and then kicked her to the curb and now she feeling some kind of way. But I see how you moving, Miss Pooh, and I don't like it. Shay Mack gonna come at Pooh and be like, basically, tell her what happened and how the whole thing went down, and then we talked about she lost her job. And Shay was like, I feel some kind of way now. I feel bad about what I did. I kind of let my emotions get the best of me, and I feel some kind of way about it now. And my thing is, Pooh gonna say in her confessional, I don't feel sorry for Shay. I don't feel sorry that she lost her job. I don't feel bad for her because she really wanted to get at Carly too. So she only did what she really wanted to do, and I don't feel no kind of way about it. That's fucked up. If that's really somebody you cool with, yeah, you put that battery in her back, and yeah, she was mad at Carly, and I don't know why she even let you talk her into that dumb shit. But at the end of the day, yeah, you was wrong, and you should have felt some kind of way about it. She gonna talk about, well, I got something to cheer you up. Gonna go in the closet and bring out a 2-sided dildo. I said, oh, you just trying to fuck. Oh, I see. So you was like, yeah, we did what we did, and I'm cool with it. Girl, come on and roll over. Let's do the do. That's fucked up. That's a real fucked up way of, and that lets you know where Pooh coming from. And so now I'm like, okay, I see how you moving. I see how you moving for real, for real. Okay, cool. So then we see Sierra and what's her man name? BK. They still cool. She said things haven't been perfect. They haven't been great, but they still working it out. She said, but he got about this much rope left before it's a wrap. It's a done deal. So I guess a couple of things that went down in the meantime and in between time after they done made up last season. But we see them meet up with Frost and Rashid, and basically that was just a conversation for them to talk about this couples retreat again, and of course revisit the whole you don't really need to be going to no cabin in the woods, but okay. Then we get to another real moment. Y'all know I love me some Tokyo, and Shakana is the same way. So they roll up on Shay Mack. Shay Mack has done lost her job as a DJ. She back to being a bartender, and ain't nothing wrong with being a bartender. But something wrong with being a bartender when your ass want to be a DJ, and you let somebody talk you into getting your ass fired from the job you wanted. And they tell her, they were like, what the fuck was wrong with you the other night? What you do that for? And she gave them her side of the story, and they was like, and? Like, and? They said, look, you owe her an apology. Like, real talk, you owe Carly an apology. And Shay, to Shay's credit, she was like, I was wrong. I do. I was wrong for what I did. I let myself get caught up. I let, Pooh put a battery in my back, and I fell for the okie doke. And then when I went to Pooh, she ain't even feel no kind of way about it. She was just like, oh, well, you lost your job, but roll over, let me give you some. And I was just like, so I can appreciate the fact that, she did feel some remorse, but once again, I can appreciate real friends that'll tell you when you're wrong, tell you when you're right, and let you know, and then, and with no judgment. Like, they didn't come in there cussing her out. They didn't come in there acting like they weren't going to be her friend anymore, but they told her, look, they heard her side of the story, but then they told her, you owe her an apology. You need to go and handle that. So I could definitely appreciate a friend that's going to tell me when I'm wrong, but still love me anyway. You understand what I'm saying? So here we go with we got some tear-jerking situation. Carly found out that she did miscarry. Now, and she called me and Mimi came over, and you see, they're really friends. You say there really is a friendship there. Here's the reality of the situation. We found out last week that Carly's 45, right? We always knew that Carly was older than what she tried to act like she was. 45 is not an impossible age to have a child. However, it is high risk. It is hard. And with in vitro, a lot of times people see the end result of in vitro. They don't understand that day-to-day, month-to-month, week-to-week process of in vitro. It's not that easy. And unfortunately, there are more... Let me say this, I'm not a doctor. This is coming from what I've read and my friends who've gone through it. there are more examples of a miscarriage. Usually it takes 2 or 3 cycles, and they are expensive cycles for it to stick. And even when it sticks, you're not out of the woods for a while. So in vitro is very scary, and it is not. I'm not gonna say it's a long shot, but it's certainly not a dunk either. It's not an alley-oop. It's a hard shot to make. Pardon the basketball analogies. It's finals. So Carly was just talking about, that it's just hard. She really wants to have this baby, and it's just really hard for her to process. And, she don't know how she's going to tell Akbar because he's out of town. And he's in Arkansas handling some business down in Arkansas. And, I kind of feel for Carly in that moment because Carly really wants a baby. She wants a boy. And, it's a setback and it hurts. Some people might be like, well, she didn't even know she was pregnant and it was so early and this and that. It doesn't matter. You can't judge somebody for when or how they become attached to a child. And it doesn't matter that she didn't find out until after the baby was already gone. It's what she wanted and it's what she's been working for, and it's gone. So it was hard. And we'll get back to Carly in a minute. This was a lot. I'm telling y'all, this episode had a lot going on, y'all. It was a lot of moving parts. We get a little bit more Akbar's story. Now, we know Akbar has been talking about how she has these really bad headaches and how she deals with, she still has bullet fragments in her brain. And they can't remove it. They can't do surgery because, of course, it's your brain. And it's such a fragile part of your body that it's dangerous where it is. And so she gets these really bad migraines where she just has to shut down. She just cannot function. And that's why she's been, iffy with at the studio with Moniece and some other things in her life. Now, her getting shot is recent. So her other situations in her life were because she was out there running the streets trying to live that life. But as far as the medical situation, and the reality is it's something she's going to have to live with for the rest of her life. And it's going to be something that she's going to have to work through and find out ways to cope. I used to suffer from migraines. Thank God for whatever reason, I grew out of it or what have you. But it does really shut you down. Migraines can shut you down depending on the severity of it. It can literally, I have friends who have migraines and all they can do is just be in the dark for however long it takes. Like they cannot, the light, it makes them nauseous. Like you just can't function. So I get it. And it's hard, and unfortunately it's something she's going to have to work through. She said she needed to talk to a therapist. So Sierra told her she needed to find herself a therapist to talk to somebody, whatever. That's a whole nother situation. So then we see Moniece in Tokyo in the studio. Moniece waiting on Akbar. Akbar can't make it. She can't get out of bed. She having one of her migraines. Moniece is upset. She said, I paid for the studio time. And, even though Akbar let me know she wasn't coming, she let me know sort of in a timely manner that she wasn't coming. And Tokyo sort of makes a little comment about Akbar. So it lets you know that there's a little something with them. So I guess they're going to build up that little beef or whatever with the two of them. And then Moniece goes on to talk about, and Tokyo was like, why the fuck you ain't tell me Scrap was the dude you running around Atlanta with? Like, well, I got to find out on the blogs. And they went on to talk about that and how Tierra was in the comments of the Tommy Scrap video that went viral and sort of aired it out that he was messing with Moniece or whatever. And Moniece was like, yeah, Tierra got a real big problem with me. And that was really between, the two of she put it out there. I really wasn't trying to let nobody know what was going on because it's so new and it's a big question mark. Like, none of us really know what's up. Scrap and Tierra meet up. They ain't talked since the whole situation went down. When she tried to hit him. Or did she try? She hit him. Here's my problem, Scrap. Once again, you're not understanding women. Women hear what they want to hear. Women hold on to what they want to hold on to. And so she apologized, said she did too much. She went overboard or whatever. And Scrap was saying, look, I don't owe you anything because me and you are not a couple. And she was like, yeah, but you had me sort of feeling like something was going to happen. And how many other women did you lead on that way when you were, coming out of jail? He was like, no, nobody. He said, I didn't make any promises to anybody. If people picked up on it or they felt how they felt, that's on them. I didn't make no promises to nobody. And she was like, well, Scrap, you know I love you. You know I want to be with you. And he was like, look, we're going to always be together. We're going to always be linked together. We family. See, What you were saying and what she heard are two different things. And you can tell by her reaction versus his reaction. What he was saying was, my priority is my son. And we're going to have to figure out a way to work together because of my son. And I'm going to always respect you and love you as the mother of my son. Not because I want to be with you and I hold a torch for you and one day me and you going to all get together. And when he said we're going to always be family, what she heard was one day the three of us going to be back together under one roof as husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. That's what she heard. What you were saying was, you my dog. We're going to always be in each other's lives because we got a son. And again, Scribe, I don't think you meant to lead her on, but that's where you left her with. Because you saw that big ass smile she had on her face. That's what you left her with. Alright. Here we get to some of the good shit. Okay? Memphis Mo. I said Memphis Mo. Lord. Arkansas Mo. Went down to Arkansas to handle some business. He done come back in town. He ain't know about the miscarriage. Carly pissed off because he left his laptop at home connected to his phone, and she been able to access his text messages. And she know that he down in Arkansas handling some bullshit. Now look, I'm not even going to get into the technology involved and seeing his text messages on his phone and all that. I'm not getting into all of that. It is what it is. Long story short, there was a woman who was saying he's the father of her child. The relationship supersedes Carly, so it's not a situation of him cheating. The issue that Carly has is, you didn't tell me what was going on. Now, his point of view is, I'm trying to figure out what's what and what the situation is before I react and before I bring you in. Because if she lying and if it's some old bullshit, I don't even have to bring you into it. I don't have to involve you. But the flip side of it is, if it is true, it will affect us. It will affect our relationship, but I don't think it should be a deal breaker. Now, from Carly's point of view, point of view is, we're together, we're in this, and you didn't tell me, and a lie of omission is still a lie. I can't trust you. Get the fuck out. It's over. Now, do I think part of that is hormonal? Yes. Do I think part of that is Carly and her feelings because it was a boy? This woman had a little boy? Yes. Do I think part of it is because Carly's been hurt and cheated on in the past, and like Jock had a baby on her and all that? Yes. All of the above. All of the above. Do I think Carly jumped the gun a little bit? Yeah, I do. But do I understand where she's coming from? Yeah, I do. I do. And in this situation, I'm a little split. Later on, we see Mimi and Rashida both telling her, girl, you tripping, you did too much, you moved too fast, he ain't mean it like that, you got to understand that he didn't want, and Rashida would know, he don't want to bring you in until there's something to bring you into. But it don't matter. Carly done cussed him out, put him out the house, told him it's over. He done ripped off his mic and was like, I'm not going to be disrespected, I'm not doing this. You can always tell when motherfuckers didn't read the script, because he was like, oh, I'm not going to be talked to this way. Oh, no, I ain't going to be disrespected. Ripped off his mic and everything. Erica Dixon had a little party to get together, let everybody know she was pregnant. We already know she was pregnant. It's all over social media. She's very private about who the father is, and I can respect the fuck out of that. Found out she's having twins. Happy for you. Matter of fact, she posted something on social media today where she's only days away from giving birth. Respect it. Hope you have a safe delivery. Boom. Also at the party, Shay Mack shows up. She apologizes to Carly. Carly accepts her apology. Now, Carly says, look, I accept her apology because she allowed herself to get caught up in this bullshit with Pooh. She said, but Pooh could be on fire and I wouldn't spit on her ass. I don't have nothing for Miss Pooh. She said, but I accept Shay's apology. And Shay Mack explained why she was upset. That she really felt like her and Carly were friends, and when Carly acted like she didn't know her or, didn't have no recognition, then it hurt her feelings, whatever. Oh, okay, whatever. Scrapping Moniece. Y'all wear me out. Moniece is mad because Scrap didn't tell her that he was out the halfway house. He was like, damn, I was trying to surprise you. Like, shit, you done fucked up the surprise because I wanted to surprise you. She was like, that's what my ex-girlfriend used to always do. You lie to me and then you try to play it off like it's a surprise. I tell you what, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this drama. I'm going to exit stage left and I'm gone. And she walks out and leaves him in the restaurant. I'm like, sometimes we can be We bring our baggage into shit and we are our own worst enemy. He was trying to, do I think that he was really trying to surprise her? I do. I really do. She said, we're at a coffee shop on a Friday night after 8 o'clock, which means you're out of the halfway house, which means you didn't tell me. He was like, maybe I was trying to surprise you. Like, did you ever think of that? And I feel like it's the same thing with Carly. We so caught up in our own bullshit. We so caught up in our own baggage that we can't allow somebody else, and we condemn them before they get a chance to do anything to us. And I feel like that's what happened with Moniece. I feel like that's what happened with Carly. Do I think Carly overreacted? Yes, I understand her point of view, but I do feel like she overreacted, and I think her and Mo will be able to talk, because I feel like he'll understand she was hormonal. Her friends will be able to talk her off the ledge and understand that he, didn't mean no harm by what he did. But of course, it's going to take a couple of episodes for us to get there. Now, again, there may be more to the story. She said she saw some text messages, so it may be more to the story with the baby mama down in Arkansas. But and that's the other thing when you move fast in a relationship. They got together, they got engaged, and it was really quick. Do you really know a whole lot about your significant other? Had y'all had conversations, maybe y'all would know. You would know who this other chick was and all of that. But the relationship superseded you, so I'm gonna cut the man some slack. He seemed like a good dude. I don't know him like that, but he seemed like a good dude. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments, please.